Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we are doing a very easy but cute project. It's a little card holder, crocheted card holder, and you don't need very much for this. You can use whatever yarn you want. I am using just a little bit of leftovers of my Black Fair Maiden yarn from my shop, Republic of Yarnia, and this one is like a sort of variegated soft blue and white. This is the silk with little specks of gold, and that's based on this gorgeous Black Fair Maiden from the Middle Ages. So to start, you can do whatever sort of crochet style you want, any pattern. If you just want to use just a regular stitch back and forth, then you can do that. I'm going to do a star pattern because it looks cute, and yeah, I think it's just kind of doing two things in one, so you can have something that's a little bit fancier as well. So for this project too, you're going to want to make your the length of your project is going to be 28 centimeters. That's how long you want to make your little card holder. So it doesn't matter what pattern you use, whatever pattern you use, as long as it's around 28. It can be a little bit longer. 27 is pushing it for length. I think that might just be enough, but 28 is like golden. You're good. So to start that, for the width, I think a good size is about 10 centimeters across. So it's basically 10 by 28. And to start that, we are going to take our yarn and you're just going to chain. So if you are following along and you want to do the star pattern, then I'm using a 4mm hook as well for this project. This is silk yarn, so it's nice and soft and smooth and shiny. And I'm going to, so for the star pattern as well, you work in multiples of 2 and then add 4 at the end. So for this, I am going to chain 20. Okay, and then when you've done your multiple of 2, always add 4 at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is actually a total of 24. So if you want to use 24, then you would add, if you want your starting chain to be 24, you would remember to add another 4. So it doesn't matter what multiple of 2 you use, always add 4. Okay, so from the second chain from the hook, so that's our first one, that's our second one, we're going to pull up a loop and then pull up a loop beside it, pull up a loop beside that, pull up a loop beside that, pull up a loop beside that, and that is 6 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull through all of those. And then you're going to lock that into place, just like that. And then into that same eye that you just did, that hole, pull up a loop. And remember not to do your work too tightly, or it'll be difficult to get all of these loops on there. And then into the last leg or loop that you did, you pull up a loop. And then into this base connecting piece here, you pull up a loop. And then into the next chain, you pull up a loop. And into the next chain, you pull up a loop. And that will give you 6 more loops, pull your yarn over and then pull through all 6 of those, and that's created a second star. So lock that into place just like that, and then go back into that eye and pull up a loop, and then pull up a loop from the last point of the star, then the base, and then 2 stitches on the chain, just like that. Always have 6 loops on your hook. Lock it into place again. Just like that. And then you'll always have 2 from the chain. Pull through that. So it's looking really pretty already. So let's do that again. So you do that all the way across. And once you get to the end, and I'll tell you how many stars you will have, but if you are doing a different pattern, that's fine as well. Obviously, just get to the end and keep going then with whatever pattern you're using. But I think this one works well. I think we're on to the last. Yes, we are. So just like that, and then to finish this off, we go back into that eye that you just did, the middle, and pull up a loop. And then in this final chain or the stitch that you just did, you go into that and pull up a loop. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you treat it like it's a double crochet, and that's going to give you a nice straight edge on the side. So that's basically what it looks like to start. So then we turn our work. Don't chain or anything. Just turn your work, and into each of these eyes, so these little circles where your star is, you're going to do 2 half double crochets. So yarn over, pull through 3, and yarn over, pull through all 3, and this just jump to the next eyes, just like that. And keep going all the way across. And if you need to, pull your work apart a little bit, like I said, and then you'll be able to see the circles. And this just creates the top part of your star. So if you want a longer version of this pattern, I've already done the star pattern. If you need to, or you can just go back, rewind this a little bit, but that's basically all there is to this pattern. So once you reach the last eye that you've got here, you'll have one chain left here and then the end. So you skip this stitch here and go into the end, the side here, and just do a, make sure you get both stitches if you can on the hook, and you just slip stitch just like that. So that ends that row. So it's 2 double crochets and then a slip stitch at the end. So to continue, we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work, and then we're doing row 1 again. So look at how cute those stars look. So you go into the second stitch from the hook and pull up a loop, and then the third stitch, pull up a loop, and then you're on to the chains here. Now you'll see here that you have a row of stitches sticking out here, but then you also have, if you go to the top, your normal 2 stitches. So you're only working into these top ones. Just ignore this one on the side. Okay, so just leave that. Go into the first stitch and pull up a loop without losing it like I did. So that's 4, and then 2 more. 5, 6, just like that. And then yarn over and pull through all of those. Lock it into place, and then go into that hole or eye there. Go into the left leg, the base, and then 2 more stitches. Just like that, and you'll have 6 on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all those. So just continue that way all the way until you have something that is 28. That's 28 centimeters long, and I will meet you when you have that done. All right, welcome back. So this is what your 28 or 29 centimeter project should look like. You can see the gorgeous pattern there and the really pretty colorway as well, with the little flecks of gold. Yeah, so this is, just show you that it is actually 20, it's actually 29. I went over a little bit, got carried away. But that's okay. Between 28 and 30 really will be fine for this project. So then once you've done that, it might naturally fold in, or you might have to force it in. But make your fold about 7 centimeters in on each side, just like that. So once you've folded this in, you can either put some stitch markers on the corners here to keep it sort of straight, or you can put pins in like I did. I just sort of pinned it into place, or you can just eyeball it if you are a pro, because maybe you are. And I'm just going to show you very quickly. You can either cut a string and sew the sides in, or you can basically just slip stitch all the way across, which I will show you is a very nice way to seal up the sides. And instead of doing a single crochet across, you're just doing a slip stitch, which then doesn't make the sides stick out too far. So what you do is you just go, you pull up your loop here and then go into the first stitch and then the one on the side, just like that, and pull your yarn through and then pull it through again, So you just continue all the way up, down the side, just like that. Make sure you're going into both the front and the back loops on both sides, and it gives this kind of stitch look to the project, and it's very neatly sealed into place. Now when you get to the bottom, I'll just show you how you can creep across and kind of cheat, but you don't have to. So once you have your final stitch here on this side, you can turn your work over and go inside with your hook and pull, so kind of latch on to the loop that you have, pull it tight and pull it through like that, and then leave it there and go back and pull. Let's see if you can see that. Pull your yarn that you have the tail of it, hook that and pull that through as well. So I'll just do that again. So you've pulled your loop in here, so go back outside here and pull your tail of your yarn through, just like that, and you can pull that through all the way through if you cut it. Now you have your loop here as well, so just pull your yarn, the tail, through that, just to make sure that it's not going to loosen. So once you've done that, you can kind of tuck it down there. Now another way, if you want to basically keep cutting your yarn at the end of on each side, that's fine too, but this is just kind of a shortcut way that if you see, you can pull your yarn through here just like that on the bottom, and then pick it up on this side. So you go through both front and the back again, and make sure that your yarn is pulled tight but not too tight, and then you just treat it like a slip stitch again. So yarn over, pull up a loop, and then go through and just do your slip stitches again, just like that. So yeah, it's kind of a little crochet hack, I guess, for this project, but like I said, you can make it your own by either sewing it or doing a single crochet all the way across on the sides. It's up to you. It depends on how you want the project to look, but I think that it looks okay like this, and it works. Make sure you get the very end here, just like that, and then pull your yarn through, and all you have to do now is sew in the ends with your sewing needle. Okay, so that's basically it. When you're done, you've got your little pockets here, so you can take your fancy cards, your credit cards, and your Blockbuster card, and pretend it's 1984 again. Yeah, so just take your cards, put them in there, and fold it, and there you have it. That is your little fancy crochet card holder. So if you have, if you want to put a little design here or a magnet, you can always put a magnet in there as well. Yeah, so this is a very simple project, but it's cute, fast, and great for gifts and for leftover yarn as well. So yeah, I hope that was simple and easy enough to understand. If you're still here, you can like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next time. Have a great day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and happy crocheting. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.